Why can't modern cameras replace film? Or can they? Every single year we hear camera companies talk about how they can match film. Fuji drops the GFX. Blackmagic has the Pixis 12K. Sony has the Burano. Canon, you have the C400, the dual ISO. You've got Arri with its multiple gain sensors and the Alexa 35, and you look at how many films are shot on digital, and not that many people are shooting on film. The only people who seem to be doing it are those who really can afford every luxury in the world, and this is just an extension of that. I was perhaps foolish enough to shoot a ton of film earlier in my career, and not even that long ago. 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was shooting probably half my work on film, motion picture, and still photography. And so as time has gone on, I've wanted to be more immediate with what I'm making and to be able to make more content, which is the thing that we all have to do. And so my sort of passion for film has gone to the wayside a little bit. I personally do not do it that much, but I appreciate what I learned from it. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane, as I love to do. I'm an old guy, I'm a dad. So talking about the things I did in the past, and a lot of those is shoot film. So we're gonna take a look at a bunch of my old music videos, and of course my feature, which I shot on film. I'm gonna show you guys some footage from these. And I got thousands of feet of film in the freezer, so I probably should come up with some cool project that I can use those for. By the way, if you're new to the channel and you don't know me, thanks for coming. My name's romanticize. I'm a filmmaker based in Chicago, and I make videos about technology, gear, of course, tech videos, how to be a real filmmaker in this modern time, like how to still tell your own stories and grow your audience one person at a time. So if you're into that, please subscribe. So taking a look at some of the old work, you can see like film is so different than digital because film responds to its own kind of curve, and it's a chemical curve. The look is built through chemistry. And so, different batches of film look different than others, and film can be processed in all different kinds of ways. It's in the same way that with digital, you can get a lot of different things, a lot of different looks. You can get a lot of different looks with film, but you have to know how to do it. And the truth is it's becoming kind of a dying art form. Film is, like Steven Spielberg says, film is magic, and it's because it's hard to even understand what's really happening and what people had to go through to figure out how to do this. It's pretty incredible. The other thing about shooting film is it's just got that instant character, it's got that instant look. I will say with the tools now, more than ever, you can create looks that are almost the exact same in Resolve. Not really but full power grades and looks that you can have put into Resolve. So that's when I make my looks and presets, I also always include that power grade version because I think that's how you really get to the cinematic type of stuff. Like the color response is one thing, but it's the texture and the grain and the halation and all that stuff that makes things look like film. I think if anything, people would just say film is more organic, and it definitely slows you down. It takes a lot longer to shoot. You got to be more intentional. You have to wait for it to process to come back to you. So shooting narrative with it, which I have, is honestly stressful. It gets a higher level of respect from everybody, and I think people take it a little bit more seriously, but it's just stressful. You've got $1 a second flying through the camera. And I know a lot of people out there still like to shoot film because they romanticize it. And I think I'm one of those people, or I was, but I'm now really a convert as I've spent more time making my own looks and more time developing my own more modern digital workflow. It is hard to go back, I gotta say. I've talked about this before, but film, to me, is really about 4 things. The first one is about, the emulsion, the film stock that you choose. You get an immediate different look just based on what they baked into it. And so, I loved shooting 500T, whether at night or even during the day, if you put a filter on it, it's just got a warmth to it, it's got a glow to it. And 500 speed for film is really fast. So when I shoot film, I'm almost always going for that 500T. Film has that grain that's built into it, and all the film stocks have different levels of grain, and if you underexpose it or overexpose it, the grain responds differently. Like with film, you can just shoot it a stop or two overexposed, and then you can just bring the exposure down after you get it scanned, or have them scanned a little bit, softer, and it's got way less grain. Same concept in digital, right? It's like your ISO, but you do bake it into the camera, so that's the difference. With film, it's just like you've got one film, the film is the film stock, you shoot it as it is. Halation, which is the kind of softness of the highlights, very beautiful, highly sought after right now, easy as hell to replicate and Resolve, which is why you see it all over the place. People are selling film looks, they give you a LUT, you're like, this is it's not what I paid for. It's like what you really want is the halation and the grain. And of course there are presets out there, Dehancer. Now actually DaVinci has their own film plugin that's built into Resolve, which is kind of cool. I like to just build them myself. I like having the creative freedom and flexibility, but it's neat that they've put it in there for sure. And I think the fourth thing is the intent. Film makes you be a lot more intentional. You got to think more about it. Every frame is, money, and every second is a buck, almost no matter what film format you shoot. And if you shoot larger formats, it's way more than that. So you want to know exactly what you need to get. And over the years, my style was kind of built around using every frame. So, even when the camera's getting turned on and getting up to speed, you're getting something because it's just expensive. All right, so here is where digital wins, and you can't convince me otherwise. Dynamic range on digital is better than film. The highlights, no, film has almost infinite highlights, but on the darker side, you can shoot, in no light. Like, the cameras are brighter than our eyes and cleaner than them too. And it opens up freedoms and flexibilities to be able to shoot and make stuff that looks amazing that you just never could do with film. So yeah, if you're in a bright, sunny day, film's got a great look, but if you're losing light or you're getting into the evening, you have real problems if you're shooting on film. And digital, it's like, no, you just turn the ISO up, it's easy. Sometimes you want stuff that's really clean. Sometimes you want stuff that's really sharp. Sometimes you want to shoot, in 8K and you're projecting it on a giant screen somewhere and you want it to look like very crystal clear. Film can't really do that. 65mm can, if you're viewing it, especially on the screen, but who's shooting on 65mm? I mean, that stuff is expensive. Digital has allowed everyone to become a creator. For better or worse, it's the world that we live in now. We see everything on phones, everything on screens. We're all making our own creations. We're all telling our own stories of our families and our kids and our parents, and we're talking to each other on our phones. And as bad as phones are, they have created ubiquity with image making that has, I think, enriched the film world, the storytelling world, because everyone is realizing that they can tell their own stories, and that is cool. So how can you really achieve a film look on digital? I mean, there are things you can do to make it easier. Shoot on vintage lenses, put filters in front of the camera, commit to the look before post-production. But at the same time, utilize the post-production and make sure you're getting serious in the grade on every project. You're not just dropping a LUT on something and bumping the exposure up or down. That works, but and especially for commercial work or corporate work, it's better than nothing. But you want to get serious about your images. You want to get serious with the post-processing, and that's the whole advantage of digital, is you can do so much more. So it doesn't matter what camera you really use, you need to put the work in to get the best cinematic image possible. Shoot with a defined color palette. Film already had the colors built in, but the reality is stuff that's cinematic has usually got a very cohesive look and vision, and that comes from color. So think about what people are wearing in your shots. Think about the spaces that you're shooting in, what the objects around you look like, and focus on making things like cohesive or complementary or contrasting if you want, but be intentional about what you're doing. Use looks that can get you to a starting point, I would say, and then build on it yourself by enriching it. So that is what I have tried to do myself. I've picked 5 of my favorite films and filmmakers. I've made them into these cool looks. I've made a few videos about it, and I'm giving them away for free. The link is in the description. And of course, if you want to support me a little more, you can get the power grades and you can get the presets for all different cameras. Helps keep the channel going. I really appreciate it. Or you can buy some of my Blu-rays, check out some of my work. And if nothing else, I would love to just have you subscribe. So I hope you got some ideas about how you can make more cinematic images. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.